Coming to you from Strings and Things Studio in Ventura, California, I'm Katie.
I'm Anne.
And I'm Karin.
And this is the Strings Unraveled podcast.
Yay there, everybody. Hello.
Welcome. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah.
You might hear a little thunder in the background. We're getting rain, and I heard some thunder and a little flash earlier, so that'd be fun.
I got a notification for a flash flood warning here, but I don't know what that meant because it's not raining and I don't see rain on the forecast, but if you hear something in the background of my recording, it's because there's some large party going in the park that I live right next to with like a bass and like a loudspeaker system. So, it's always something exciting going on.
You could head over there after and join the party.
I could. I think it's like a girls' softball event, if I could tell, or soccer.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of girls playing some sort of sport. I can't tell. Anyway.
I'm trying to remember what
girls playing
where,
sport ball.
The kid goes over and joins the party and like wanders back to their family with a piece of cake. And the parents are like,
yeah, what is that from?
It's a thing, though. It's from some movie.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway. Well, happy May. This is it's been a couple weeks since we recorded, since April had
long
5 Tuesdays in it, I guess, even though it's a short month.
That was weird.
Yeah. My brain is a little scrambly lately, so you'll have to bear with me, but who wants to start with what they're working on today?
Well, I can go first, but first I would like to point everyone, if they are not already aware of Jonathan Coulton, he has a song. This is adult content, though. He has a song called "The First of May," and I like to sell. Like everyone should take a minute on the 1st of May every year and listen to Jonathan Coulton's "First of May."
Okay,
it is. Your husbands would appreciate it if you participated in what he's singing about.
Okay.
I disappoint Kevin every year.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
And
same.
Joko performed it live one time, but it was he substituted a word for hugging.
Oh, okay.
When he does it in person.
Gotcha. I think I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I was hoping that time that he was performing in Santa Barbara, and I had hoped that he would play his song "I Hate California." But he didn't. Anyway.
When I was little, yeah. Wait. When I was little, living in the Midwest, they used to always do something. They always celebrated May Day on May 1st with, confetti and playing extra in the playground, and they had the maypole and all that. I don't know which pagan festival they stole that from, but that was something that they used to do a long time ago. So,
well, yeah, 1st of May has lots of meanings, including being called May Day. Sometimes it's a positive, fun, playful spring day. Sometimes it's a political protest. For Catholic school kids, May is the month of Mary, so you do a whole bunch of extra springy things, which is more stealing from pagan rituals.
Churches are good at stealing pagan rituals.
Yeah. They look at what's popular and what's working and run with it.
Yeah.
So, I am working on a very modest number of things. I actually had like a weird 12 hours-ish where I didn't have a project like actively available to go.
Did you feel panicked?
Did
you feel slightly panicked?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had the first thing I'm going to talk about, like poised and ready. It was going to in my head it was going to be the next big thing I work on, but it's not a very like easy to pick up project because to me it's kind of fiddly. So the thing I'm working on right now as we speak is I think it's called the heirloom cardigan. And I think I talked about it last spring. That's when I actually like bought all the yarn to do it. And because it's not, like, to me, it's not that easy to pick up and go because it's I'm looking for the patterns to show you guys the finished sweater. It's not it has a weird flow to it because it's sort of intarsia, sort of stranding. Here's the picture that you probably usually see on Ravelry. So it's a way oversized sweater.
I love that one.
Yeah, it's
what's it called?
It's
I have
called
that in
heirloom cardigan.
Heirloom. Yeah, didn't one of you already didn't Kaity already make that?
No, I did start it last spring, and so I probably have talked about it. But then I realized it was probably almost exactly a year ago. Yeah, it was probably almost exactly a year ago because I remember I was on a trip in June and I was working on the stuff that stalled me. So here is my journey so far. When I started it last spring, it's all these different squares that are like a very conventional. This quilt square probably has a name. Maybe it's a friendship star. But it's a very like conventional 8-pointed quilt block graphic square. And she wants you to make all the squares for your size. There's 3 sizes. They're all like huge and oversized. I'm making the middle size. And why would I sew all these squares together?
Right.
Because instead I could just make strips. Also, I don't mind being intuitive about how you pick colors, but for something like this, I felt like I really had to plan what the squares were how the squares were gonna line up with the colors. So I had to stop and plan. And then I realized that I could make the strips. So I had made 3 squares already, and thankfully they're actually all kind of ended up organically at the ends of strips. So here is my first strip with one square. It's just black and white. This is a real fun combination of I feel like it's very California colors. So I've got like this goldeny yellow, and the color is called Californica, and it's by a dyer called Magnolia and Oak Fibers, and just like yellows and browns and gold and red and green. It feels like the California hills to me, the color palette I've chosen.
Cool.
So my second square on the first strip is Matisse Blue and this Californica. So the technique is really awkward to me because it's a little bit of stranding and it's a little bit of intarsia. And sometimes I have to do it right-handed, and sometimes I can do it left-handed continental. And it's lovely, and I think it's going to be worth the work, but it's not like a pick up and quickly work.
You got to sit and think a little bit.
Yeah. And I just have the goal of completing 1 a day, 1 square a day. I'm already behind those.
That's good.
I believe those are sawtooth stars.
Sawtooth. Thank you. It's like a quintessential quilt block.
When you think about a quilt block star, that's what it is.
Yeah. And the motif's all over the place because it's essentially the same motif that's in the framed cardigan from Andrea Mowry. And I've seen like lots of other things pop up in the last year with it, and it's very cute. So that's my like big focus project. And I am technically 4 squares in, but 3 of them are loose floating around. Here's the other one that is white and this blue that is called it's Malabrigo, and they call it Uruguay. This blue, it's just like a very solid, soft sky blue.
It's very pretty,
but not light. It's definitely like a medium blue when you look at it with the black and white filter. So then, while I was panicking the other day, trying to literally last night, I was trying to figure out. I need like the quick thing that I can just pick up and mindlessly work on. And I had our favorite yarn, Lux Merino. for some reason, the black feels extra good to me.
That's interesting.
So I'm using it as a contrast in another sweater, and because I don't knit in black very often. And I was working on it on this other project. I'm like, this black is really nice. Like, I want a whole sweater in this. And a black sweater, like, I'm going to wear the heck out of that. I think of doing it, at least once a year. I think I should do that because I'll wear it all the time.
Yeah.
So I went on a journey of selection. And right away, I was drawn to this sweater called the Fall Line Cardigan by Rachel Costello. It's a shawl collar. Shawl collar. It doesn't have a lot of texture, but it has enough texture to keep the knitting interesting. Because when you're working in all black, you can't be that interesting.
Right.
And so it has this ribbing detail that, let's see if there's a picture of the back of the sweater. She had a lot of good testers. There's actually no picture of the back, but it does this very attractive, like diamond-shaped thing in the front and the back. And I bought enough yarn to do it. And then I looked at the patterns on Ravelry, and it started to bother me that everyone's sweater seemed to like kind of roll forward and the front points to the ground longer than the back. And the more I looked at that, the more it bothered me. So then I have been like searching on Ravelry and doing lots of searching through sport weight and DK, simple sweaters. And I actually found one in my library that I think I had started in the past called Sonobe, which I don't know if it's by Brooklyn Tweed, but it's from one of his collections. And I sat down to start it yesterday, and like every single one of their patterns. Have you guys ever tried to make any of those patterns? They're like
Brooklyn Tweed. Yeah,
I don't think I've done a hat or two, but I don't think I've done a sweater.
I don't know how you could do this with a hat, but like I feel like when I look at their sweater patterns, you look at it, it's very like elegantly designed, but to get that kind of elegant design, sometimes you take a simple thing and you make it way overly complicated. You need 5 different needle sizes to make this sweater.
Whoa.
Okay.
And
wow.
It's kind of a similar look to the Fall Line, only in its way, it's a very unique shaped sweater. And I thought it would be interesting to wear and interesting to make. But it was like, now with your size E needle, which should be like 4 sizes smaller than your size B needle.
Oh God. Yikes.
I know that I have started this sweater. I cannot for the life of me remember what yarn it is, because I remember how it started.
How do you spell it?
Sonobe. So it's
oh yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty, and it's not ribbing, it's brioche.
And
I think it would be pretty and easy to wear and interesting to wear another time.
Yeah.
I looked more closely at the fall, because then I'm like, okay, so I picked Sonobe. I hate the idea of casting this on right now. And I spent like 4 days picking.
Right.
Let's go back to the original one. So I looked more closely at more people's projects, and it looks like you can really control the thing that was bothering me, which is sort of why I don't spend a lot of time looking at other people's projects on Ravelry. I kind of like pick something that conceptually I like and get, and then I usually run with it and just use my own instincts on it.
Right.
Because I think I too easily am bogged down with other people's experiences.
That's fair.
And I think in Fall Line, she has the use of short rows for bust darts that actually control that that shifting forward that made the front look longer, because she has some notes specifically about it. So I'm feeling more confident in it. So
cool.
I have about 3 inches of the shawl collar, because it starts with the shawl collar, and then you pick up the sweater along the collar and connect it all and work it all together once you have enough collar. So this is perfect. Pick up, simple, 2x2 ribbing.
You can handle that.
Yeah, it's real easy. So those are the 2 things that I'm working on with great seriousness.
Okay.
So, Katie, what are you working on?
What am I working on? I have had a very light month when it comes to knitting. Like, I have hardly knit at all this month. So, I am working on the same vest that I think I talked about last month. And I am not much farther along on it than I was last month. But this is the V-neck choki by Noriko Ichikawa. That's this sort of button-up cardigan style short sleeve vest thingy.
Very cute.
It is, and this is my, like, I don't want to think knitting, because I was like, I needed like 7.5 inches of stockinette stitch, and I got that done. I'm like, okay, cool, what's next? And then it's like increase and then knit another 2 inches. I'm like, oh, well, that's not exciting, but I guess I'll get to an exciting part eventually. But that's fine, because my brain is a little bit like scrambled eggs right now, so I'm this is fine. This is an easy thing to work on.
Good.
And then I have a sock that I found in like a drawer. I was like, what's in this project bag? It was a sock. Look at that. So
that's a fun game to play.
Yeah, I play that game all the time. So I picked it up and I was like, oh, I can work on this sock when I'm when I'm done, when I'm bored with this stockinette stitch project, I can switch to this stockinette stitch project.
Totally different.
Yes. I have no clue when I started this sock. I don't know how long ago it was, but I had like, I don't know, 3 inches of cuff. And then I decided when I picked it up, that's like where I had stopped. I decided that was long enough, and I'm going to make like little shorty ankle socks. So I started the heel flap. Yeah. I've been wearing a lot more, this is riveting content, you guys. Like, I've been wearing a lot of shorter socks lately. So, I was like, I could justify
we're coming up on short
continuing the leg of my sock to the normal like 6 inches like I normally do. Like, I'll just call that good enough.
That's very hip and current to let your socks show.
Yes, I do my best.
I hear that's the Gen Alpha thing, is they date us by our hidden socks.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because you don't want to wear no-shows. You got to be able to see a little bit of your sock, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm hip and I didn't even try. Just because my pants got shorter.
The third thing I think I talked about when we did our book club is the little baby sweater that I'm knitting. I was in a hurry to get on this call to talk to you guys, and it's in my car, and I didn't grab it, so it's not much farther along, but I'll post a picture of it. But
yay!
That one's not stockinette stitch. That one's just garter stitch. So that's
so different.
It's so exciting. Yeah. Yeah, that's my knitting life right now. It's not that thrilling, but it's I have finished a couple things, so it's all good.
Cool.
Some months are like that. What are you working on, Karin?
Let me put a stopper here. I just this evening picked up. I put a project I had put down for a couple weeks. I was working on that test knit for Tina Say, and I can't even remember the name of. I should probably look at because I've got my notes on here. Let's see, what is this called? Hold on, Marcy sweater. And I'll show you where I'm at. Isn't that cool?
Ooh, that's pretty.
I love that you get the lace on one sleeve,
that's cool,
but not on the other. It's like pattern blocked. And so I do a round of a solid, so I had a multicolor of Dream State in this colorway, and now I've moved into the blues. Because the bottom is going to go into the blues. This kind of reminded me, I can't think of you because I'm like, this is Anne's kind of color. I can see Anne doing something like this.
It's like you've read my mind, because I have been going through an evolution of interest in 1-in-1 stripes. So there's a Scrapbuster scarf in my grandmother's knits, that book, that's like that. It's just a tube of stockinette that's one row of a main color and one row of your scrap.
When I was little, I think I was about 7, I had a favorite t-shirt that I wore beyond it even fitting me with your growth spurt, and I kept trying to wear it because and it was those narrow stripes. They were basically one round of each.
I love it.
A lot of people are doing it in solid. And it's a 4-row repeat. So you have these eyelets. So the eyelets are on this side. And then here, there are short rows at the neck. So there's a little bit more of that first color, solid color at the neck first. But, and I set some of the Dream State aside so I'll be able to do the same on the sleeves and be able to do this little section that has Dream State still on the sleeve. So,
this is
so they'll
a
match.
sweater from Escape Tricot. Or Espace. I always think of it as Escape, but it's not. It's Espace Tricot. It's called the Trixie sweater. And it's 3 colors and a main color, but it's all 1-1-1 through the body.
That's cool.
And because of the scarf, I've been thinking that it would be a great scrap buster sweater. But I really like the texture in this one. Did you say you can't remember the name of it, Karin?
Oh, it's called the Marcy sweater.
Marcy
sweater. It's not out yet. It's not out yet, but it will be.
Yeah, but I like it.
But and I just like so look, you get this texture block, so it's not just all on one side or the other. So you got this one space where it switches.
Yeah.
And then this part here is where I really thought of you, Anne.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know that color change into the blues. Yeah. Okay, so this is my I don't have to think that hard, other than I just found a problem where, okay, so in the eyelet section, you do an eyelet row on, it's all stockinette except for row 1 and row 5, which either have a yarn over knit 2 together or a yarn over SSK. And apparently for three things, I did knit 2 together. I mean, is anyone really going to see it? No. So I mean, I do like they switch back and forth, but I'm not going back.
There you go.
I'll be like, that's just going to be the proof that I am not a perfect knitter and that I like what I do anyway.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So that is but the project that I've been really focused on is the crochet blanket project. And I'm almost caught up. There's some of the classes moving into the corners. I've got all of the center done. I'm now doing the big ring. I have 14 of these. Well, okay, I've got 13 of these big flowers, but I ran out of this color.
But fortunately, like poppies. I love it.
Yeah, see, so there's, and then I've got one more color that's filling in these spaces and attaching them, and I'll show you that because I've got one. So these I can continue and do the attachment row round, and then fortunately the yarn company that I ordered it from is in Austin, so and they do free. I ordered enough that I got free shipping, like quick shipping. So I still have plenty. These took longer than I thought they should have, but some days I just wasn't focused. So what that one is this one when you get the blue into it.
So it's like how would you describe that flower shape?
I don't know. It's
in the center. It made me think of a poppy at first.
Kind of. It's just really, really big. But let me show you. So I'm setting it in to this.
Tell us more about this.
Okay. So this blanket, I did all the outer ring, and then I finished up the center. It's called Filling the Void. Where you're and I do like that I'm attaching. I make all these little ones, and then the final round you're attaching it as you go.
I love
so it's building up and building up. In the beginning, I was really good at doing a section and working it ends, doing a section and working it ends, and now I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing all the ends later.
Just the end.
It's like, yep, whatever. Or I'm thinking maybe I'll quilt it and then hide the ends.
Yeah,
but that sounds like more. That sounds like more work. This is already wool. It's the Rowan felted tweed. So it's already, of which they have a ton of colors. And I'll have a few colors that I have left over. So I'm like, I'm going to make great hats. I would love to put this in a sweater. I think this would be a fascinating
cool.
sweater of all these different shapes and colors.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where you put the different sizes. But
Absolutely.
So what I'm doing now is once I've got all the light colors, and once this part is done, you can start to see the colors are going a little darker. And then when I work into the corners, they're going to be more like working into these colors.
Yeah, which is like a forest
the center
green
void
and
is
a navy and a rich teal.
Yeah. So you can see like I've got some navy on navy, and I did.
Oh, is that more like a chocolate brown? It looked kind of green.
There is a chocolate brown.
Yep. So your center there's a chocolate brown, like super rich dark center.
Mm-hmm. So you get this ring of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And I did order more of among the darks on dark in the corners. I've got the navy, the chocolate brown, and I did order some pine, which is a nice dark green. So I have all these dark tone on tone that I'll do in the corners. You'll work the corners out, and then you'll sort of do stuff in between, and then you're done.
Yep. Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah. So
and then you're done like Bob's your uncle.
All the ends will just weave themselves in. You'll be good. Yeah. Good to go.
So I mean, so you can see where there's this big space here, but that's where one of my big flowers are going to go.
You say that like flower shapes.
Yeah, it's like a big face-sized, hand-sized. But we're getting to the place where it's really warm, and I kind of need to pull my little table in front of me because it's just too hot to work on this and have it on my lap, because we're already got the air conditioner on like all the time. It is a lot of wool, but that's what I'm focused on. And on days when I'm like I got to the point where I was ready to set that in last night. I'm like, I've got energy, but it's too late at night to try to do this, because if I do it late night, I'll just rip it out.
Yeah.
So anyway,
cool. Well,
I just am focused on those two projects. And
the spring startitis has passed us over with very little.
Well, I've been doing a lot of gardening, so I've been doing a lot of planting and building, a trellis and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Well, you want to talk about what you finished recently, Anne?
Yes, I do. So Project Monogamy has been going on. Great. And I had a project that I did a lot of work to finish other things so that I could enjoy it guilt-free.
I'm excited to see
it. That is the Voyage pullover, and it is done.
Oh, wow.
And I'm very happy with it.
Holy guacamole.
I started like the day after we started recording the last podcast. And I finished on Tuesday nights. So here it is.
Wow, look at that. That looks so fun.
Wow.
I ended up doing 2 3/4 repeats of the sleeve repeat on my sleeves, because I tend to need pretty long sleeves. They're a little overlong, but I'm very happy with actually how they look. I was annoyed with myself when I tried it on yesterday. I'm like, they're kind of long, so you don't see how the chart finishes. And then I looked at the overall shape of the sweater. I'm like, no, I like how this sweater fits.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I found my perfect sweater length is 21.5. That hits me exactly where I want it to hit. It's not too long, not too short. Okay. So all the yarns, there's 20 colors, and 10 of them were leftovers from the Kelborn Woolen Hat of the Month from their worsted weight Germantown. And then I was able to, Germantown texture is a lot like Cascade 220. It's a lot like Ultra Wool from Barocco. What else is in here? There's some Patton's wool. This green that I bought for like $2 a ball. It's a lime green that's like, it's a neon lime green. And I have a lot of them. But I love it. It makes me so happy. And I was able to use a lot of the yarn, but there's still more. So like Karin, your one stripe at a time project, like I'm mentally collecting all of these because I sort of think it's kind of like your bag of your seemingly never ending bag of fingering weights, little balls, Katie.
Yeah, my sock yarn.
I keep having these like somewhere between sport and worsted little bits and bobs of yarn that still don't get used up in a whole freaking sweater.
Nope. You can make 3 sweaters out of it.
Yep. And so I had one goal as I did all my charts. The charts in this are given to you tonally, so they're in shades of white to black. I think like there's 4 shades. So it tells you when you need a light or a medium or a dark or a dark. And my only goal was to try to not repeat any color combos. And I was very successful. I think I have one thing that's sort of close that I'm lightly annoyed with myself, but it wasn't worth going back for, which is this pink and black candy cane stripe. And then I have a teal. So they are actually 2 different yarns. I have like this charcoal gray and then a black, but it's not like a really saturated black. So they look the same, but it works. It's fine. There's enough variety. But if I hadn't pointed that out to you,
no,
I don't think
I would never have noticed
that. And so on the subject of weaving in ends, I was actually very disciplined about weaving in my ends incrementally because every one of these stripes has the single colors, of course, have 2 ends. And then all of the other ones have 4 ends per stripe. So like every 4 rows, on average, you're ending up with ends. So my body is fully woven in.
Woo!
And I was super disciplined about the sleeves to the length of the body. But then I just worked on the sleeves and I still have half the sleeves to weave in.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I was doing really
still
good.
Ahead of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. So that felt really good that in the scheme of things, there's probably only 100 ends left to weave in instead of like 500.
Thousands.
That's nothing.
Tens of thousands. But this sweater was really fun. It is worth the weaving in cost. So if you looked at the Wool and Pine Voyager, is it Voyage or Voyager collection? I mean, maybe you start with the hat and see if you feel like the weaving in events is worth it. But I definitely think it was worth it. I think it would be fun to do it in 4 or 5 colors and just follow, like pick a light, medium, dark, and dark, and then you will not have quite so many ends to weave in because guaranteed there'll be times you can carry along.
Yeah, totally.
Still probably a lot.
That sweater looks like a party.
It is. But then when you look on Ravelry, that was a fun one to look on Ravelry because some people did like I feel like that is cohesive to me. This is a very me cohesion. Yeah. And I think it looks deliberate, even though there's a lot of variety. But there are some people who did some very like well edited color palettes, and they look very designed. And then there's a lot of people who threw all their favorite colors together, and they look like a party. I like the way you put that.
Like a party.
Yeah. So then I did a little bit of sewing because that was the only knitting that I finished.
Okay.
And I have this adorable circle skirt that I made myself. That
Cute.
Is it's a snuggle flannel, RIP. I realize that snuggle flannel from Joann's has been around for probably 25 years.
Oh,
wow.
Because it was a newish line when I worked at Joann's as a teenager in high school.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's a long time to have a staple available, but it's gone. Anyway, it's a white background with a medium green and a Christmas green and a red in just like a big, what do we call this? Like a trellis plaid?
Yeah, I know there's a name for that, but I can't. That sounds right. Maybe.
And it's got an elasticized waist that has, I ended up doing like a big waistband because I have another skirt I did that has an elastic waistband. that the fabric weighs a lot for the one layer of elastic. I'm always fighting with the elastic to keep it up. And then I did the pockets out of, so this is,
those are
you
cool.
lay your fabric out. Thank you. You lay your fabric out and you cut out the waistline circle, and then you curve the outer line of the circle. And so I took the waist that came from the waistline circle and I turned those into little quarter circle triangle.
They almost line up.
I tried to take some.
I was gonna say that had to be deliberate.
It was happy accident and then embraced and leaned into. So I put it on. It's very cute, and it's something I hadn't, of course, intended to finish in December. But best laid plans at the busiest time of the year.
Right.
So I was just like musing about this, and I was thinking, oh, I could wear this on Monday for Cinco de Mayo because it's red, white, and green.
Hey, you could. There you go.
I could. I'm not going to.
It doesn't. It reads Christmas.
It does. Yeah. And then I have all these shirts cut out for Kevin, and I just don't always have the energy to do it. But I felt energized, so I finished a shirt for Kevin. So it's a button-down shirt with a print of all kinds of beetles. They look sort of like dung beetles, those big-bodied beetles. And it's this gorgeous, like, cyan turquoise. And so I brought it home. He was very happy. He had 2 weeks off for spring break, and I gave it to him the Sunday night before because I was like, I think you're probably Mondaying hard.
Yeah.
When Sunday becomes you're thinking about work, so it's really Monday now. And so his quote was, there was a scientist that was asked, I don't know who it is, but a scientist who was asked about whether or not they believe in God, and they said, I don't know, but if there is a God, he has an inordinate fondness for beetles.
Yeah.
So he's calling this his inordinate fondness shirt. And it helped this Monday. So those are the things. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun making the Voyager pullover because it kept my attention for literally a month.
Yeah.
The 2nd
That's
to
super
the
fun.
29th. That was my big knitting impact, and then a little bit of sewing.
That's awesome.
Katie, what have you finished?
Ooh, I have 2 things. My did I talk about the tie I was making?
No.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Okay. I did in like an art trade with my sister-in-law, because she is like an artist, like a drawing, artist.
Illustrator.
Yeah. And I commissioned her to do a piece for a friend for their birthday. And I was like, I'll pay you for it, or maybe I can like knit or sew you something we could trade. And my brother wanted a knitted tie, and she was like, just make that for him and that'll be my trade. So sorry, Scott, if you're listening, that I have not given this to you yet because I haven't blocked it. But the tie is done. So this is
those are cool.
Might be, is it seed stitch?
It is
linen.
So it's seed stitch. The pattern is from Susan B. Anderson. It's got like the little, what do you call it? Like tie keeper holder thingy on the back. And it was quick. I mean, for what it was, this was my like Monday day off knitting when I was watching TV and doing laundry. I would just sit down and like,
what weight yarn is that?
Crank out a couple rows. The yarn is the Loops and Threads Luxe Merino, so it's a DK weight.
My favorite yarn.
Yep.
DK.
Yeah. So this is
gives me some ideas.
Scarf. It's not a scarf. It's a tie.
Yeah.
My brother.
It's a narrow scarf.
Sure. Yeah. It's like a Sophie scarf. It's one of those tiny little scarves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't blocked it yet, but the knitting is done and it is a tie. So
congratulations. It's
cool.
Very nicely made. I like the detail of the little bar in the back.
Yeah, I saw that in the pattern and I was like, that's silly. And I was like, no, I'm going to do that. That's cool. I'm going to do it.
No, the bar is really handy for keeping them lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have just a quick little sewing project that I finished. This little
how
cosmetic
cute.
bag. So the fabric
I like
is
the shape.
Yeah, so the fabric is from Super Buzzy. This was one that I have been like eyeballing for years, and then it just finally went into the clearance section, and I was like, I should buy it now because it'll be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But it's got little houses and little trees and butterflies, little rainbow. The little trees have little apples in them, and you can't tell, but some of them are like sparkly, like the apples are glittery. And the pattern / kit is from Zaka Workshop. That's the brand. It's the wireframe cosmetic case. So it's got stays in it that like hold it open, right? Like a rectangle.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
it opens
cool.
up. Yeah.
I have some of those. I got to put those in there. They're calling it a cosmetic
case, but it's I've been using it like a little project bag.
I love that because now that you have it open, it's like now that is like a deceptively. It looks so much more tailored than the execution of it would need to be because it's really just
It's very simple, but you just put the little frame in it. Yeah.
It looks great. I've never done a zipper around one of those frames.
It was easy peasy. This was basically like you make a zipper pouch and you leave a hole in the lining to slip it through because there's different styles of frames. This was 2 separate pieces, so there's like one rectangle, one on this side and one on the other, and then they have the kind that have the hinge in the middle that are connected. Those are trickier to do. I have done that, but this was easy peasy. So
that's fabulous. It's so fun.
I want to make more. And then my lining is like that kind of bright yellowy green with the little stars.
Love it
on it.
Love it.
Okay, Katie.
Yeah,
I know
that fabric's cute.
Okay. What are you gonna make? You gotta make something with that. You need more. You need a garment out of it, and then you gotta make this Caitlin Hunter bestie sweater thing. Hold on, I really want to make this. Because the flowers are sort of that like Danish, Nordic flower stem shape,
kind of Scandi.
Okay. Yes, Scandi. So, have you seen the Nordic Bloom vest?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, and I want to make that. That's so cute.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. That would be so cute over a shirt made with that fabric.
With that fabric. There you go, Katie.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm happy with my pouch. Thank you.
I don't know about all that, but yeah.
Okay, how about pajama top? How about pajamas out of those?
To wear your hand-knitted sweater.
The fabric is it's Oxford weight, so it's a little bit slightly heavier than like a quilting cotton.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like a canvas. Pajamas. But I thought it was
then
cute.
You can make some like some pants.
Sure, that would be adorable. I see like
shorts. I can see shorts, like long cargo shorts ish.
We get like fabric in, and I'm like, this would make such a cute blank. Like, I really want somebody to make overalls out of this, or I really want somebody to make some cool pants. And I'm not that person, but I'm not that person, but I really want somebody else to do it. So somebody make overalls out of this.
I can make overalls and send them to you.
No, I don't want. I'm not going to wear them.
You don't want to wear them.
Thing. Oh, okay.
Like, I love it as a project bag, but like, I'm not putting this all over my body. But that's just me. I want some very adorable person to make it, and so that I can look at it and be like, "That's the perfect
I'm not
project."
that adorable.
I want to plan other people's knitting projects or sewing projects.
That sounds good. Then you're in a good place to work.
Yeah.
Let's daydream about our Nordic Bloom sweaters.
It's so cute.
I have some leftover. I think it's called Make & Co. It's a fiber company, like sub-brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the midsummer tee from Caitlin Hunter out of it. I made that last summer. It's like it's a turquoise, kind of like I made Kevin's shirt, that like very like glowy turquoise. And because they really it's and make, that's their little side label. So I'm gonna make it in that like bright turquoisey color, But then I'm not sure what color to put behind it. I think I'm going to end up going boring and putting the soft blue. They call it Skylar. So that would be my background because I have
that would be pretty though.
Ooh, that's pretty.
One full. This
I like
color
an icy blue.
I don't. Okay, I guess it does. So here it is from my phone screen to our shared video screen.
Yeah.
So that would be my color for the flowers. So they call the color I'd use for the flowers hyper blue, and the background I think I would do their light blue called Skylar. They have some like kind of I somehow blue and pink keep ending up together, and I actually kind of hate it as a combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they do have some pretty soft pinks that would be a nice one with that. But I know I won't be happy if that's what I chose.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
They also have this green called, it's like an oceany, sea misty sort of green called Cowabunga.
Nice.
Oh, I like that.
So you guys aren't at the point where you daydreamed about your colors for that one?
No, but now I am.
That yarn was really nice. It wasn't terribly expensive, but it was fun to work with for what it was.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. So those are some fun finished. What have you finished, Karin?
Does hand weaving the trellis for a garden work?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. It's out in the yard, so I can't, show it to you. We got a trellis for our raised garden bed, but it comes with, all the hardware and a big ball of twine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you to make, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's big, so you have to kind of it's got over 200 yards of big fat twine, maybe bigger. And you have to basically figure out in half and run it back and forth and weave it, and then do a second line and tie them like a macrame thing. So yeah, that's what I did. I mean, that's awesome. I've been gardening. I've been putting together that kind of thing. Nothing major. Huh?
Have you planted anything yet?
Yes. I actually ordered some plants because you can, if you live in California, you cannot get live plants from out of state. But if I live out of state, I can get live plants from California.
Oh, there you go.
So I've got 5 different types of tomato and some tomatillo, but it's purple. So purple tomatillo. Ooh. So that's going to make some interesting salsa. Yeah. Lots of lettuce. I got orange okra plants, and the leaves are big and green, but the stems are like this dark red orange. So that's gonna be interesting. The fruit itself, I've got lots of peppers. I've got 2 kinds of yellow zucchini, some eggplant, of which only 2 of us will eat because my husband says it looks like it reminds him too much like the skin of cockroaches. So
wow, that is not where I thought you were going.
I'm like, you eat a lot of cockroaches, and he goes, no, but that's what makes you feel like when you
had to
if you leave.
Think about that for a long time.
I've tried to take the skin off. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's the texture. It's weird. I'm like, okay, as someone who's always been sensitive to textures, I get that, but I'm not going to be denied, and I'll eat it by myself.
Yeah, I like eggplant, but Kevin, my husband, doesn't really like eggplant either. It's texture.
People either like it or they really don't like it.
Yeah,
it's not. There's strong feelings both ways.
Right on.
Exactly. I only want chicken or eggplant parmesan when it or egg. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving up on that.
Yeah. Oh, like aubergine, eggplant. Yeah. So the problem is, when I was a kid, my mother used to make eggplant parmesan, but she always overcooked it, or she didn't. With the eggplant, you're supposed to salt it and let it sweat a little bit to get a good texture. She never did that, so she fried the bejeebers out of it, so it was too soft,
terrible.
So I did not used to like it, But I really like it now. So
James makes it every once in a while, and it's always a treat. My mom, that's like my mom's request for birthday dinner is eggplant parmesan.
Oh, how awesome! I might try to sneak it in, but on the other hand, it's more for me to enjoy, and Marcy likes it, so so that'll be something that she and I can enjoy together.
Yeah.
But and I've got lots of herbs. Herbs are growing out really well.
Mm-hmm.
I got these like covers that you put together and you make so that zip up and you can unzip and water them. That way, sometimes the sun has been so intense with the humidity that things started like wilting right away. Before the roots got really, but the nursery at our grocery store is really, really good. And then also I go to Home Depot. They have a really good nursery. But so I've been gardening, doing a lot of outdoor stuff.
Nice.
So it's not so much creative, other than I did feel like when it took me 3 hours to weave, that the trellis, but I like but it has a benefit by having 2 strands. Is as the plants grow up a little taller, I just have to pull the strands apart and gently pull them, and it holds it. It holds the plant nicely and gently. So
that's cool.
We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to lots of tomatoes. Summer. People out here people must garden because they had plenty of, stuff. But there's some things that I used to grow in California that they don't do here. I'm trying to think what it was. No cucumbers. They don't do cucumbers. I mean, you can buy cucumbers, but I don't think the plants grow themselves.
They love sunshine, but I don't think they love humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So I didn't try that.
Love cucumbers. They no longer love me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
And it makes me so sad because there's
such a bummer.
So many yummy cucumber salads, and it's so refreshing.
I add it to my salsa. I love to add it to my salsa because it adds like a freshness to balance.
Yes.
Oh, it's so you have a reaction to it. I've not
my
heard
tummy
that, but
says no, thank you.
Oh,
that's a bummer, man.
No, thank you.
What if you have the English kind? That's a lot softer. I love cucumber. It's so refreshing.
Well, I'm not going to get into the exact bodily reaction I have.
No.
You have just learned through experience that you don't eat them. Got it.
If you can't have the fruit, could you have the juice of it? Like a watermelon cucumber refresher.
Oh, watermelon does not agree with me either. So no.
Oh, well, never mind. Never mind.
It's out. Last time I had watermelon, my legs swelled huge.
Weird.
Noticeably huge. And it was uncomfortable, and I will never even test that again.
Did you swallow the watermelon seed? Because when we were kids, that's what they told us would happen. You ate the seed, and if you swallowed an orange seed, the tree was going to grow in you. Right?
It was immediately growing a watermelon in my legs.
In your legs. Because, gravity, right? Gravity. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Forget about medicine, biology.
Oh, yeah. Those things are not in vogue, so.
No.
Oh, man.
Gosh. Cool. Okay.
Anyway, so those are some good finished things.
Yeah. Anybody have anything that they're excited, obsessed with? What's on your list?
Yes. I am obsessed with the show. And I'm kind of late to the game on it. And it is benign. It's a ABC police procedural.
Okay.
Have you guys watched Will Trent?
No.
Yes.
He's so cute. Katie, you'll love it.
Okay. I do like a police procedural. The best part
of it.
Yeah, he is the best part of it. But the whole ensemble is excellent. Okay. I love every one of the characters. I care about what's happening in them. I'm going to have to read the books. It's based on the books of, I guess, a very prolific crime writer called Karin Slaughter. And I know I've seen her name on covers of books. I haven't read anything of hers yet. But I'm going to read all the Will Trent books because his character's so adorable. I'm infatuated with the actor, who is absolutely adorable. But now that he's the embodiment of Will Trent, I will enjoy the books even more, I'm sure. But I think it's my new comfort watch. Thankfully, there's plenty of there's 2 more episodes of season 3 coming, which was a delight to find out, because I thought when I wrapped it up and binge watched it all as of last week that I was all out until season 4, when in fact they're still in the middle of season 3. Because that's always a bummer. Like, fall in love with a show, use it all up, and either it's done or it's a year or 2 before you get to see anymore.
That does suck.
So I found Will Trent to be absolutely charming. And my other sales pitch for it, which I don't need to sell you, Karin, I get it. But everyone is costumed so fantastically. The lead character's thing is that he wears 3-piece suits everywhere. And it's like his comfort is to be dressed very well. And it's his armor for the world. But his on and off again girlfriend, who's played by Erica.
It's such a unique dynamic. Those two.
It's something like Nordic, her last name. She was in the movie Swim Fan in the 90s. Anyway, she's got this kind of sporty, almost tomboyish look, but it's still like feminine and flattering.
Very opposite of him.
Her name's Erica Christensen, the actress. His partner wears the best knitwear.
Ooh.
She kind of has a formulaic outfit when she's at work, which is like button-down shirt, gorgeous knitted something, or gorgeous. I mean, they're not necessarily all hand knits, but some of them could be. But sweater over button-down shirt with smart-looking slacks, and her sweaters are divine. Then the boss of them all is, I think the character is supposed to be like in her late 50s. She kind of dresses with this sort of like 70s power bell-bottom aesthetic.
Yeah, I can see that.
Still modern. Like very elegant, very modern, but it's sort of like this 70s power look, and it's a feast for the eyes. And every piece of knitwear is absolutely perfect, whether it's commercial or ready to wear, or I suspect some of the things have been hand knitted, or something. But
sometimes you can spot something like recently. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to jump in. Was there any more obsessions? Okay, so
no, I'm just obsessed.
I've been obsessed. I'm obsessed with The Last of Us. It just started.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is my heart was crushed in episode 2.
Episode 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie, are you watching or caught up?
But
I am not watching this current season yet. But I got spoiled by none other than Weird Al Yankovic on his Instagram account. It's fine.
Weird Al.
Yeah,
you got family beef with him. So.
Well, in case there's other people, because it's still pretty early on, I'm not going to say what happens. But
I don't know how or what or whatever. But
I want to say this one thing: if it's been so ubiquitously spoiled as for Weird Al to ruin it, I knew it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
but I didn't think they'd do it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I was like, well, all right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but she wears a hat that I know is a specific. Yes. It's a Malabrigo colorway. It had
yes, I was thinking the same thing.
I can't think of the colorway. What colorway is it, Anna?
Oh, I don't know, but I also was having the same.
It's like Aracita. I don't know. It's a specific. I'm like, that's a Malabrigo. The way that the way the colors are pooling, I know that's totally a Malabrigo.
Yes. Well, Woody Harrelson was on. I think it was on the SNL 50th anniversary special.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing a knitted hat that I swear to goodness, it was like on the tip of my brain. I have seen that pattern on Ravelry. Someone made him that hat. And I spent like an inordinate amount of time looking on Ravelry to find that hat. I think it might have been a mashup of more than one pattern. and improvised by this special knitter who made it for him?
I think I want to start a website or a blog or something, or an Instagram account that all it is hand knit stuff in movies. What the yarn was, what the pattern was.
Well, there's a girl who does it periodically. And then there's that chick who designs for Mindy Kaling, who is a knitwear designer. I don't remember her name.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, no, it's fun. That's a fun. I looked, and that was the other thing. I was like, come on, how come nobody else clocked this on Reddit yet? I might have been too early.
So I'm on Reddit right now looking this up.
Yes.
This person thought This person thought it's Malabrigo, but according to the hat, it is knit by an artist named Amanda Kafka. The costume designer tagged her in an Instagram post. She said the yarn is by Sweet Georgia, so it's not a Malabrigo color, but it does look like one.
Yes.
But it's clearly looks like it that other people thought it was too. So Sweet Georgia yarn, okay.
Hat very easily.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, I mean, Sweet Georgia is an independent yarn company. It wouldn't hurt to support them and make a copycat hat.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, I love that idea. Katie, what are you obsessed by?
I am obsessed with my new e-reader.
Oh, fabulous!
Oh,
so I had a Nook from Barnes & Noble that I bought, I don't know, 15 years ago, a long time ago.
Sounds like Nook time.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then Barnes & Noble was like, actually, we don't support this device anymore. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. It's been a long time. So then I went on a hunt to find a new e-reader, and I knew what I did not want. And that was a Kindle. So I got a Kobo. That's the brand, Kobo. It's from Rakuten, which I don't know if that's any more or less ethical than Amazon, but I'm trying to be less Amazon focused.
You can
so
just
I got a
try.
Kobo.
That's all you can do.
I'm doing my best. So I got they have lots of different styles. I got the Clara color, which is like their baseline one. And
it's a nice size in your hand.
It's not huge. It could fit, if you had a big pocket in your pants, you could fit it in there. But it travels with me in my bag. What was I going to say? Oh, one of the reasons why I picked it, number one, not Amazon. Number two is that I can download library books on it. So I can borrow from the library to here and then send it back. Which is one thing that I wanted to make sure I could do. I'm in the middle of our book club book, so Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix.
Cool.
And I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I have gotten
what's the sticker on the back?
Oh, Anne gave this to me for my birthday. You can't see it because it's backwards. It says it's got a little froggy on it. It says read books, be kind, stay weird. So I stuck that on the back.
I love it.
Yay!
I love it.
I got a little pop socket on the back, so I'm like one of the cool kids, and I can read my book in my bed.
The one-handed, yeah.
Yep.
I haven't started the book yet because I'm trying to fit. I was just thinking today. I'm like, I should pick it up because I think I'm in the sweet spot because I bought the actual book.
Yep.
So I think I'm in the sweet spot to finish just in time. But I got to start.
I was afraid that I was running through it, and so I have not read any in the last week or so. I put it down for a little bit because I wanted it to be fresh for when we book club, but now's about the time I need to start picking it back up, and I'm enjoying it thorouh. So,
that's a good sign.
Yes, but that's what I am obsessed with.
I love a literary obsession.
I know, I love it.
That's wonderful. I'm glad it's turning out the way you wanted it to be too, the experience of it.
No, it's great. I loved my Nook. I couldn't use it anymore. I'm trying. I'm trying because then I started reading on my iPad, which is fine, but I want an unplugged experience. I don't want notifications coming up. I don't want to be able to jump over to see on what's going on Instagram. I don't want anything. So this is only a book. I can't do anything more than that. So it's been great. I leave my phone in the other room, and then it's great. So
I've been thinking about your intention to do that a lot because it made me more mindful, like just thinking about how much screen time is happening in my life. Like anytime someone brings that up of like, that's a good point. Less is more there.
It's hard. It's really hard, but it does make you feel better. So
absolutely
it's worth the effort.
Yep.
Anyway, well, I guess that wraps it up for us here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump over to our Patreon and do a little bonus content right now. So if you want a little bit more from us, we do a little mini episode there once a month. That's patreon.com/stringsunraveled. And for a couple bucks a month, you can hear a little bit more from us. And also it supports us and lets us keep doing this fun podcast. And yeah, you can see pictures of all the stuff that we talked about. We'll post them on our Instagram. That's at Strings Unraveled. There's a new Instagram account just for the podcast. And I believe that is all for us today. So I guess now we just say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.